Hello and welcome to another macro video. Today we're looking at what I'm calling honing your macro use, in other words, sharpening it up, making it more effective. And it does depend on how you work. So you want to find the best macros for the way you work. Now, obviously there are different kinds of macros, and finding the best macros for each is different. Analysis macros is fairly easy to find. You just think about what inconsistencies you use, pop along to the macro menu and find the document analysis section. You've probably come across dockerlize, proper nounalize and hyphenlize, but there are lots more besides. Full name alize, where you're looking at the whole part of a person's name. Word pairalize, when you've got two words that are either two words or one, but not as hyphenated. So anyway, lots of different ones that you could use there. However, when we're looking at making changes as we read or type, then what you have to do there, the way I describe it, is to say, watch yourself as you work. In other words, see what changes you're making. What do I change most often? And I'm sure you'll find that there are specific words or phrases that you change quite regularly. That to which, I mean, how many times do you do that? Is to are to is, were, was. You know, all of these things. So what do you do? Well, okay, you've got to double click on was and type were instead, and then go back to where you were in the document, you know. So it all takes time. So it's something you do often. So what we do is use a macro so that you can click in the word like which and you run the macro and it changes it from that to which, or that to which to that, is to are, whichever ones it is you're wanting to change. Yeah. And as you can see down the bottom there, it's showing you which macro I'm using. It's one called multi-switch. And the idea of that is that it can change anything to anything, well, anything to something else. I mean, you have a list which you keep on, I keep mine on screen here, so there's loads of words in there that I might want to change one to another. And that's my list, and it depends on what I want to change, and I put those things in my list. And as you can see, it's quite a long list. There are 2,500 words in there, so that's my what I call my switch list for multi-switch. Okay, I agree it's not the easiest of macros to set up, but it's well worth doing because I think it's second only to Fredit in terms of the speed gain you get from it. Okay, fine. Let's look at another thing that I discovered. I thought, wow, I've noticed I'm doing this fairly often. How often do you change things like looked to look or looking, you know, either way around on those, turned. But the problem there is, okay, you could put those into your multi-switch list, but you'd have to put hordes and hordes of words in there, and it would just take too long. So I produced a macro called verb changer. So if we have some words here, so I click in the word and I run verb changer, and so it changes it for me straight away. If I run it again, then I go to look. So turned, turning, running, and it doesn't just add or subtract ing. It tries to be reasonably intelligent about it. Okay, so impelled, for example, I run it, impelling, and impel with a single L, so it deals with that. But also it does. So if I want of having, or if it's of giving, maybe I want to give, and so that's all taken care of by the verb changer. Okay, so I said that multi-switch was a more complex thing to set up, but there is a self-guided training package, Macros from Square One, MSSO, which you can find on my website. And finally, my current favourite, is a macro called SpellingCorrect. Oh dear, look, I've misspelt favourite. So I click in favourite and I press a key and it changes it instantly for me. And it doesn't show at the bottom that it's showing spelling correct, but never mind, you know that's what I'm doing. Okay, so if I'm typing something, so I type separate, no, so that's not correct, so I press the button again and it changes it correctly. And the other nice thing about it, if I type Paul, oh bother, and I press the button again and it changes the wrong capitalization there. And then I type supersede, oh I never know this one, is it C or S? I press the button, yes it's correct, it bonged at me to tell me I'd got it correct. So I hope you have success in honing your macro use. Okay, bye for now.